Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we've got what hasn't been seen throughout the week at this point, which is my A3 Pacific chassis. Obviously this project has effectively been put on the back burner because I wanted to do it, but it wasn't as a priority as some of the other things I had to get done, so it was put a bit further on the back burner. However, things have changed and time frames have been established, and I want to try and get this done in the next week, by the 19th of October effectively, as the pump house is going to be losing a volunteer. And without spoiling too much of the volunteer, because I know he is subscribed to this channel, so I'm trying not to say too much, but let's just say some things have been taken off of pause and have been given priority over some things that were being worked on. So things have changed around, and this is one of the things that have been given massive priority, including my A4 Pacific project as well. So I'm going to go bankrupt at the end of this month, or end of this week to be fair, if not already, because I was out in TFL yesterday, and boy am I almost bankrupt anyway, because that was slightly expensive. But anyway, I'm really confused why this hasn't opened. Bear with me 1 second while I fix that. Right, so I've moved the bag out of the way, and now we're back to the parts. So these are small parts, like the bearings that go on the wheels, the spring, the screws, and one of the wheel pieces that goes onto the main rod of the wheel. Now they'll go over there. Obviously they're in a Pullman bag from my Midland Pullman, which, by the way, I've still got to do a little bit of work on, so that will be returning soon, but this is not as much as a priority as the steam engine at the minute. But we can see the steam engine here. We got the main motor block, so that's good. That can go off to the side. Now this is the main area where we want to focus our efforts, because this is the main wheels and rods section. So this is the main area that we are currently focusing on, because it's the main area that all our stuff is in. So obviously we don't want to replace everything in here, but we want to replace quite a portion of it. Oh god, no. That's not good. That really isn't good. What that is showing is that one of the wires has snapped off, and I can't get it properly so you guys can see it. Oh, it's thoroughly snapped off. Right, got it. Nice. So here's a wire. It's supposed to be attached like that ish, over down to there and onto the other side. So that's ideal. Anyone wondering, that is severely not ideal. That could delay this project, because that is going to be a pain to rewire. Or is it? Could be an easy rewire, to be fair, but we'll see. We'll see. Could be a pain, could be an honestly quite easy repair, but could go either way pretty quickly. So that's a front rod mount, where the rods go into. Mounts on the bottom of the engine, the rods go through it and look quite nice doing that. Then we got the front pony truck, which I think the front pony truck and the other one is green wheels, so I think this one you would... Good question, because I don't know. Just probably push the wheels apart, change the wheels and put it back together. or at least that's the idea anyway. Now you got the rods here, plus the wheels. Obviously the wheel disconnected quite a while ago, but we did. And the rods, when we took it off, got a little bit bent, as can quite possibly still be seen. Obviously that'll have to be fixed to put it back on. But the main problem we've got today to deal with is we want to take this wheel off and this wheel off, and we want to disconnect some of these tiny little pinned pieces like this one here and get them away from the wheel. And you can see this one here needs to be pulled away as well. Problem being on this one is you got to get through, if it wants to focus. It might not focus. Through that little tiny hole there where you can see the little tiny hole in the centre. That's what we got to push it through. However, it's probably not going to want to go. So that could play up a little bit. And then we got to get this pillar from underneath the wheel here. This little pillar bit of metal here, which is the main like rod for the wheel. That connects it to the chassis block. We need to get that off because that needs to be reused for the next one, or the next set of wheels I do buy. Obviously I haven't yet bought the wheels. I'm intending to do that tomorrow. As I mentioned at the start of the video, TFL, I am currently dealing with them because I can't afford to pay them a lot of money for stuff that doesn't require a lot of money to do. Yeah, still ongoing with that one. TFL, please give me my money back so I can buy engine parts and revive this thing, please, TFL. We'll surely. But what we're going to do is, I think, try and take some of this off. Obviously I have to do it off camera because I don't have a phone stand to do recording on. I will eventually, I'm just not currently focusing on that. And I definitely won't be able to do that for this project. So I'm going to put the camera down for a minute, struggle on trying to get one of them off, and either come back when I broke something or come back when I've done it. One or the other. Okay, be back in a moment. Right, I'm back. I have not broken something, but I bent it quite badly. It's sort of back in position now, but you can see how badly bent that rod is. I'm probably going to have to buy some new rods and probably new nail tack things that go into the wheels and put them in with a hammer. Seems like the best idea. So that could be fun. I don't see myself getting them out with the tools I've got. I've got like a star head screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver and then plus head screwdrivers, but you know, then nothing's going to get it out, and it's just too weak to pry it. It will just bend the rod more and more. Tried pushing the star head because it's quite small to like push it out, but it's not working that well. I'm going to try with the flathead screwdriver and just try and use the corner to push it out, and I'll come back and let you guys know how that went. Okay, I'm back. That didn't work too well. That just did not work at all, actually. I think what I'm going to have to do is, I think, best option is to try and work on this one and try and get the pin out, so at least I've got one of these wheel pins. I'm probably going to have to buy some new holding points and then probably some new rods as well. So wheel block, front pony truck, back pony truck and undercarriage maybe will be savable. Debatable on that level, but we'll see. But yeah, we'll see how we get on with them in a second. I'm going to try and take the rod out of this wheel and then we'll go. Right, I am back. After a lot of work, I've managed to get 2 of the rods off, which is quite nice, and 2 more of them. The middle rod is just giving me a hard time. to be fair, it is really just playing up and does not want to come off in the slightest, which probably has a lot to do with the fact that the nearest rod to it is possibly the main bar that holds it together, this thing here, which could be a reason why it doesn't want to come off, because it's held together effectively quite well. So that's fun. So that might mean I either have to come in and actually try and get things off, which would be quite nice to be fair, or something other than that. Oh, it would be quite nice if I had a little small pair of pliers I could just pull the thing out with, or a little small thing I just poke it out with, but unfortunately I don't have either. Which is quite unfortunate. So that does leave me in quite a pickle, which I don't actually know how to solve. So that is fun. However, obviously we are further advanced than we were before. So obviously got to buy parts in and stuff like that. So with that being said, there's not much more that can be done in this video, because really the majority of the stuff that has to be done relies on the new wheels to come and me to find parts and stuff, and then me to know what I need to save, what I can be a bit careless with in a sense. Obviously I don't want to be careless with anything, but you know, some things are going to be harder to save than others, and the key thing is just to get this running and save the wheels on this one in case I wanted to use them again in the future on a different engine, for example. Because I believe all the wheels, like mainly these driving wheels, are probably universal for all engines, that can possibly be reused on something like a Black 5 or something like that, if I wanted to in the future, which I do, by the way, want to do. So that's why I'd have them, just in case I ever needed a wheel replacement, or in case I ever lost a wheel or whatever, I could come to them and just grab and go with them. Now with that being said, that is it for this video, as there is nothing much else to do today until I get some parts in. So the next video will be on this, obviously, because this is now the priority. It's priority number 1 of 3 major priorities that I've got to get done at the moment. Next video on it will be whenever I get the parts in and can get cracking on progress. So I shall see you all in the next video, whenever that may be. It should be sometime next week or this coming week or whatever at this point. And yeah, I'll see you all back for another video on this chassis when I get the parts in. So I'll see you all there. If you did like this video, please like, subscribe and turn on post notifications when you do subscribe. And I'll see you all for the next video next week. Bye.